The Sunday morning bustle at St. Benedict Catholic Church in Halifax is gone. The church bell, silent. These pews haven't seen a parishioner in weeks.
Just because we've shut the doors to our church and the church is closed, that building is closed, doesn't mean the church is closed.
And at a time like this, that's a fundamental question people are asking. What is the meaning of life? Why am I here? What's the point of all this suffering?
Whoever you are, you're most welcome to join us today, and we believe that God has a special blessing for you.
It's why they decided to become even more social, ramping up their live stream broadcast of Sunday Mass, last week reaching 10,000 viewers.
I'm a bit of a big deal on YouTube. I kind of always had a sense that my preaching would empty the church one day. It just happened a lot sooner than I thought it would.
Creating that spiritual space can be a particular challenge in the Jewish faith. A minyan or quorum of 10 would usually be required for certain religious obligations.
We've also been very creative and yet still authentic in the way in which we've solved certain religious problems with regard to weddings. I was able to co-officiate at a wedding a week ago.
We're here for you during this time of anxiety.
And not just weddings.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat prayers, bar and bat mitzvahs, even coffee with the rabbi are all being done by Zoom.
It's the beginning of the telling of the story on the Seder plate.
In fact, Rabbi Wernick is hosting a virtual Seder, a ceremonial dinner to start Passover live from his home.
At times of disruption, you make allowances for what you might not otherwise make allowances for from a traditional religious perspective, because you have to live within the context in which you're living.
Yeah, we connect while we are quarantined together.
Muslims, too, are fighting the isolation of a pandemic as Ramadan approaches.
And now that Ramadan is coming, I think all of us are kind of thinking and feeling the burden of not being able to come together in a way that we usually do.
And for these women, it's something called Sisters Circle, a weekly online gathering to discuss what the faith means to them.
Being able to remind each other of what's important is really essential, because it's really, really easy to forget when you're not living that day to day.
Even in a time of isolation, there's strength in community and hope.
Whenever I feel a point of panic or when is this going to end and kind of insecure about the insecurity of it all, I'm just trying to remind myself that there is a plan and there are blessings in this.
And for some, there's faith that still burns bright in these dark times. Tom Murphy, CBC News, Halifax.